after that, after paying off everything, we went snow skiing, and our kids were 8 and 6 back then, and I had a little accident and I fell and I injured my wrist. And that was really my wake up call, because it's kind of hard to work on patients, if you can't use your hands. And I knew that I had to do something about it, but I didn't know what to do. So I was looking at it more for extra income streams, more for just financial stability and risk mitigation, not like I want to go out and buy a bunch of Lamborghinis or something.
Right.
And what I started doing, I started studying how wealthy people operate, like really, really wealthy people. And I noticed a couple of things that stood out. Number one, the majority of them had real estate in their portfolio, and at that time I had zero. And then number two, the majority of them had multiple income streams, 7 to 9, and kind of an average of 7. At that time I had 1. So it really helped me narrow my focus on, all right, I got to figure out a way how to do this real estate thing with having a practice on the side and a family for multiple income streams. And I started networking with friends and going to meetings, and because I thought I had to go out and buy a property, rent it out, start collecting rent. And little did I know, once I started going to different meetings and that sort of stuff, there's all kinds of different ways, to get into real estate. And I eventually found that for especially a high income, busy professional, something called a real estate syndication, which is a group investment, I can go into it more if you need me to, was the thing to do, because you could, kind of like the stock market or a mutual fund, you could put your money in and get a return on your money, but you could still stay focused on your day-to-day job. And as you did this, so for instance, if you put money in a 401k, you can't tap into it till you're 59 and a half. Well, that doesn't help you now if you get injured or you want to retire early, right? So these syndications, every time you put money in, they're giving you a return back, typically quarterly. So you're just getting all these multiple income streams in. And that's what, a lot of these wealthy people did. And so literally everything that I learned from school about money or from my family, whatever, I had to go back and relearn it because it was all wrong. Because you'll hear people, these billionaires, they don't pay taxes, and you're like, oh yeah, right, whatever. But once you learn what they're using in the tax code, it's right. Because when you ask them what do they do for a living, they don't say I am anything. They don't say I am a doctor or I am a lawyer, whatever. They say I own. I own businesses. I own real estate. And guess what? So as a doctor or high income professional, the more you make, the more taxes you pay. That's active income. And people just accept that. Just, okay, well, I made a lot of money, but man, some people actually brag that they pay a lot of taxes, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. But if you're not educated like I used to be, yeah, I could see that. But the goal is to get these income streams coming in.